Donna, this is all happening set against the backdrop of the president continuing to attack a fair and safe election against practices like encouraging local election officials to overturn the election, conversations about the use of martial law to rerun elections that he lost multiple times. Do you think in the face of these defeats, it has actually increased his appetite for pardons?
Well, Alicia, I really do. And I think that, in fact, the president has demonstrated really since the beginning of his presidency and before his disdain for every branch of government, for the rule of law, for the underpinnings of our Constitution. And so while his actions in these last couple of days is not a surprise, I think that it does not bode well for what is to come over the next couple of weeks. I think that he is going to use his powers extraordinarily. I think we have to be on guard for that. And I've begun to look prospectively of what the Congress of the United States and the next president should do in order to safeguard all of our institutions and systems for a tyrant and authoritarian like Donald Trump in our future.
Tim, I think Donna is exactly right that this conversation is all about what is coming next. I want to pull up this tweet from my colleague Lawrence O'Donnell, who writes, Trump is trying to create pardon outrage fatigue by the time he pardons himself and his children. I wonder, Tim, what do you expect to see in the next 28 days when it comes to pardons?
Well, look, we know the worst ones are coming. I think Andrew mentioned the Marc Rich example. That came on the morning of the inauguration of Clinton's successor. So it's certain there are more pardons that are coming. I think that there are very good reasons to believe that Bill Barr felt uncomfortable with some of the pardons that were to come, and that is part of the reason he was leaving early, as well as some other requests. I mean, and so if you're going farther than Bill Barr is comfortable with, that's deeply concerning. And so whether it's his family, whether it's Rudy, whether it's a personal pardon, I think those are all up in the air. What we do know, though, is, look, Mona Charen wrote this morning for The Bulwark that Trump is incapable of comprehending abstract virtues like justice. His whole pardon list screams me, 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 me. So when you think about what are the corrupt pardons to come, they're all going to be related to Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, and his family and their personal interests and their financial interests. And, we've got a number of weeks left for those to dribble out.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.